Dimethyltryptamine, or NN-DMT, is one of the strongest psychedelics out there. People who have taken this compound report experiences of traveling to different dimensions, higher realms, and encountering various entities, some of which may be familiar to religion or spiritual practices. When people return from this trip, it can seem like they were out of their body for a very long time. Even the very concept of time itself can cease to exist. Some people claim to have lived entire lifetimes in the DMT space, when in reality they were only gone a mere 10 to 15 minutes. I would describe the place our consciousness goes to as realer than real, extremely alien yet subtly familiar. But what actually is the DMT space? What is the place that we're sent to? Is it simply a visual manifestation produced by our subconscious mind? Or is there an entirely new world or dimension out there that our minds are able to tune into with the aid of this substance? So today I'm going to be providing 3 possible explanations, along with the one I think is most likely to explain what exactly the DMT experience is. And keep in mind, this is all my personal conjecture on my part, but nevertheless I think is very cool to talk about. So the first possibility is that this realm is some sort of higher dimension. Now, this is a theory that I personally dubbed the radio hypothesis. And it goes like this. Each dimension functions as its own radio station, and our brain is the radio. This reality is just one of many frequencies or stations that it can tune into. But perhaps certain compounds like DMT and other psychedelics can change that dial and tune our brains into different realities that are coexisting at the same time as ours, with other conscious yet non-physical beings. Perhaps the entities people report encountering could simply be citizens of another world. While our eyes can only perceive 3-dimensional things in a 4-dimensional world, DMT may allow us to expand that consciousness and observe higher dimensional planes of existence that are normally invisible or inaccessible to us. Now, the second possibility is that the DMT space is part of an afterlife. It is or is very similar to the realm our consciousness goes to when we die. Many accounts of DMT trips mimic that of near-death experiences. People report similar feelings of ego dissolution, out-of-body experiences, life flashing before their eyes, and coming into contact with either loved ones, godlike figures, or even God itself. It's already been confirmed that DMT has been found in the human body. Our body somehow produces this substance naturally. So one could theorize that this serves as a transition chemical into the afterlife or into the next stage of consciousness. And finally, a third explanation of the DMT space could just simply be that it is all conjured up in your subconscious mind, that it is a result of deviant brain activity and the firing of neurons in a certain way that causes us to have what we perceive as mystical experiences. And this theory implies that DMT stimulates certain parts of the brain that cause intense visuals and feelings of contact with entities. Perhaps it tricks our brain into thinking that it's dying, causing it to short circuit and conjure up these intense images of beings or fractals or entire landscapes. And additionally, there still isn't a solid scientific way to exactly verify these visual encounters that people experience on DMT. And so from an analysis from a purely physical point of view, there isn't exactly much to go off of besides personal anecdotes. Now, as far as for what I personally believe in, I'm not much of a fan of the third theory, of it being all fabricated in our subconscious. I think that if you ask most people who've taken large doses of DMT, including myself, will tell you that there is some sort of intuitive and unexplainable aspect of the experience which it feels almost impossible for our minds to make up. Breakthroughs feel like we're literally being ripped apart from planet Earth and being taken somewhere else. This to me is a sign that we are more than our bodies, and we are much, much more than physical beings or a brain. So my personal hypothesis is that it could be an ether, like a place our consciousness goes to when our body dies, and if you believe in reincarnation, where it stays until we are born again. Or, it could be a higher dimensional plane coexisting with our reality that is either reserved for higher beings or only able to be reached by enlightenment or through higher meditation. And this could be one of the reasons why when I took DMT for the first time, I entered that plane and I met Buddha, despite knowing next to nothing about Buddhism or Eastern religions or anything like that prior to the experience. So ultimately, I have no idea what that place, or even if it's a place at all. I have no idea what that is. Ultimately, all I know is that it exists outside of our physical plane. That it is. And so that was my quick explanation of the three possibilities of what DMT could take us to, what this space could be. If you've had experiences with it, let me know in the comments. Know what you think is the best explanation for what exactly it is, where we go, who the entities are, if they're us, if they're completely separate beings, whatever they may be. Yeah, it's all fascinating, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.